I quit my job, and I don't have a plan. Hi, my name is Deborah and I'm an aspiring artist. I like sharing studio vlogs about my small business here on YouTube, but today's video is a little different. I hope you don't mind. I know you're probably wondering why I quit my job, but the reasons are as expected. Not enough time, not enough energy, not content, not happy. Don't worry, we'll talk more about it later. Honestly, I just needed some time to rest first, like truly rest. Not that thing I do on weekends, which is catch up on as many things as possible. Chores, study, errands, sleep, my small business. Basically just everything I didn't get done throughout the week, and things I did with only one thought in mind. I have to go back to work again. No, this time I needed to really rest. I just had a shower, so I feel super clean, super cozy. Washed my hair. I honestly don't wash my hair nearly enough because it's so long, but I always feel so good after I wash my hair. It just takes me so long. Anyway, yesterday was my last day of work, and I don't think it's really hit me yet because yesterday would have been the last day of my working week anyway, so it doesn't really feel final. I think in a few days when I'm supposed to be going back to work and I won't have to go back to work, I'll be like, whoa. Yeah, I don't know. Yesterday was just a normal day, but we went out for drinks afterwards, which was really nice, really wholesome. Got to catch up with people. I had a nice time. I'm definitely going to miss the people that I worked with. Hopefully I can still keep in contact with them. Anyway, I don't really know what I want to do now. I want to like enjoy my time before the feeling of stress comes in from not being financially stable anymore. I just feel like it's been so long since I really like indulged in a hobby or anything that it feels a little bit weird to me, like a little bit foreign to just be like, yes, you can enjoy your time guilt-free. Simply put, my job didn't align with my goals. Although everyone at my last workplace was really cool, spending most of my energy and time staring at a screen for 8 hours a day, not to mention the amount of time and energy that indirectly went into the workday on tasks like getting dressed, preparing lunch, commuting, having to arrive early, forcing myself to be social, when all I wanted was to stay in bed and hide from the world, was challenging for me, to say the least. I could barely enjoy the home I was paying to live in, and even though I live with my partner, it felt like I was living alone because we had opposite work hours. My environment is extremely important to me. That's why I spend so much time decorating my personal spaces. When my head is jumbled up or I feel anxious, one of the first things I do to get into a better headspace is clean. The cleanliness of my space is something that I can take control of and improve immediately. I find my mood is also heavily impacted by my environment. The kind of socially anxious, stressed person I am when I'm in a closed office space or crowded shopping centre is not the same content, peaceful person I am when I'm taking a walk in the local park or sitting cozy at home surrounded by my favourite things and people. So it made perfect sense that one of the first things I did in my unemployment was clean and reset my spaces. Then I took a holiday. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How could I just quit my job and take a holiday? What about my finances, my lack of stable income? Don't worry. This trip was planned months ago. And although everything was booked before I decided to leave my job, it still played a huge part in my final decision. I knew I wanted to quit my job before this trip so I could fully enjoy it. I also knew to budget for it. This trip was mainly about spending time with people and taking it easy. I loved visiting different galleries and markets. Being surrounded by art and discovering new artists, especially other Australian artists, always leaves me feeling happy and inspired. Something else I enjoyed was seeing art in different mediums. At the moment, I am primarily a digital illustrator, but have wanted to try different mediums like polymer clay, ceramics, resin, crochet, painting, and a billion other things for a while now. I loved seeing the different products that artists made and put their art on. Although I buy lots of prints and stickers, lately I've been on the lookout for more functional items when I'm at a market. Also, I definitely went over my budget. It was my first time visiting PAX, and although there wasn't an artist alley, I enjoyed checking out new games and trying new hobbies like miniature painting and LARP. Playing games is something that fuels my creativity, and it was so cool seeing and being surrounded by other people who also loved using their imaginations and being immersed in different stories and worlds.
Proud as you are, you're my best goblin son you are. It's very good, honestly. I'm sorry, I haven't got my mask on anymore, but I am still very proud I am. I love you so much. You want a little hug? Oh, here we are, it's a little goblin hug. I'm proud of you.
in school, don't do drugs.
By the time it was over, I felt ready to tackle the elephant in the room. What am I going to do now? Before I left my job, I hadn't actually told anyone that I was planning to leave. With the exception of my previous workplace, co-workers, and my boyfriend, everyone else thought I was still a functioning member of society and not facing yet another existential crisis. I didn't tell anyone about my decision because I wanted it to be entirely my own. I didn't want to be swayed or talked out of it. I didn't want people questioning my motives or persuading me that it was a bad idea. I just wanted to make sure I could go through with it confidently. So when I said I didn't have a plan at the start, I was lying a little. I had a vague idea of what I wanted to do with my time of unemployment, just nothing concrete. Throughout this whole time, I was still also doing the bare minimum to keep my art business running, as well as taking commissions to fill my time. But now it was time to do the one thing I was trying to delay for as long as possible: make a plan. This was honestly really hard. I've just arrived at what I hope is a nature reserve, and I'm hoping to do like a little hike today. Honestly, I've been feeling really lethargic since I got back from my trip. To be honest, I didn't want to just lay around the apartment all day today. I wanted to do something, so I'm forcing myself to just kind of get out there and hopefully take a nice little walk through a park. I find that taking a walk is really helpful for me personally. It helps me to clear my mind, especially if I have like a lot of thoughts and ideas just kind of juggling around in there and they need to be sorted out. I like taking walks for that, so hopefully it'll be really beneficial. I just haven't been out in nature in a while too, so looking forward to that. When I was still employed, it felt like there were a billion things I wanted to do and a list of never-ending projects in my head. I daydream about all the things I wanted to do instead of working. I just didn't have time to do most of it. But now that I had no agenda, no work commitment, nothing planned for the days, I felt a bit directionless, which was weird, but also made sense. So I decided to start with the basics and ask myself a few questions. 1. How can I continue to take care of myself? I split this question up into 3 parts: physical health, mental health, and emotional health. Then I wrote down statements in each section about myself that I had noticed over the years, like, I feel productive when I wake up on time, or I feel good after going for a walk outside. I wrote down as many I feel statements as possible to get a better understanding of myself. Next, what are my priorities? I wrote down a list of my priorities and then separated them into high, medium, and low. I felt like this was important because I want how I spend my days to reflect my priorities and their importance to me. Thirdly, how do I best work? This question was also important because although I have no idea where this period of unemployment will lead, one thing I'm certain about is that I want to work on my art and my art business in the meantime. I want to ensure that this time is not only a time of relaxation and rest, but also of productivity and reflection. Definitely reflecting on what I want in my life, but also how to make it happen and the steps I'll need to take to realize my dreams. Lastly, what are some upcoming challenges and how can I deal with them? The most obvious one is lack of financial stability. I had made sure to save enough money to last a little while without working full time, but I know that once these funds start to dry up, I'll need to get back into regular employment. I don't really want to work a regular full-time job again, if I'm being honest. I'm hoping that I can find an enjoyable part-time job that still aligns with my desires and morals, and will also let me have enough energy and time to work on my goals. The second big challenge will be making sure that I can stay motivated during this time. I know how tempting it is to just stay in bed all day, sleep in and do nothing, especially when your mental health isn't so great. I needed to figure out ways to prevent or at least minimize bad days. Apart from that, I listed down some other personal challenges that I thought I might face. Answering these questions gave me a lot of insight about myself and the way I function. The next step was to create a schedule. This is where all of those answers came in handy for me. I knew how to take care of myself, what I wanted, how I worked, and my potential downfalls. I wanted my schedule to consider those questions and also to reflect my priorities and goals. It was time to list down actionable tasks that would push me and my goals forward and put into consideration all the questions I had answered earlier. Personally, I work best with structured days, but if my schedule is too specific, I find it overwhelming. So instead of filling time slots with tasks, I decided to list down things I wanted to do each day, and in some cases, how long I wanted to spend on each item. I kept everything a little vague for flexibility. For example, instead of writing down specific workouts, I just noted down exercise, and I can replace this with a more specific task if I feel like it on the day. I find doing it this way keeps me more motivated because I can switch tasks accordingly and it allows for more flexibility. I will be trying my best to use this template on a weekly basis to keep me accountable and track my progress. If you have any tips or tricks that help you stick to your schedule or set goals, please let me know as well. I would love to hear them. And also, please wish me luck as I start this new journey. Yesterday I went out and I met up with a Facebook Marketplace seller. And I bought this stuff from her. I'm so excited. I know it just looks like a bunch of wood and boxes and stuff, but it's actually stuff for like creating a display in an artist alley or an event or like a market. And it got me really excited because I've mentioned before that I want a table at events and sell my products in person. And this is just another step towards that. She also had packaging boxes, which I pretty much do need. I haven't bought any new packaging, even though I'm starting to sell new items that don't fit in envelopes. So that was really good too. But yeah, that was really exciting for me for some reason. Like, I was in the car driving and I was full on like fantasizing and daydreaming about how I want to set up my market stall display table thing and like all the components that I want to get for it. And like, I don't know, it just got me so excited, and that made me really happy because I think since I quit my job, I haven't really felt super excited about my business, even though that had a lot to do with why I wanted to quit. I would usually expect feeling like burnout after doing something for too long or too much of it, but with my small business, I just feel like the more I do it, the more ideas that I get, the more I want to make it bigger, the more I want to just make things, which is so cool. Let's talk. Firstly, I have to apologize because I'm pretty sure I have a bit of a cold, so I think you can hear it in my voice a little bit. I had mentioned earlier that I would talk about why I quit my job, and here we are. Honestly, there's a lot of reasons why I decided to leave my job, but I think it just boils down to me feeling really discontent and unfulfilled in my life. My job was not bad at all. There were definitely bad aspects of it, like any job, but it was a healthy work environment. Almost everyone was super friendly and nice. It had a lot of benefits, and it paid pretty well for the actual job. I felt like a robot some days. I just felt like a robot that was putting on a performance. Like, I can remember times where I didn't even feel like I was in my own body. Like, I was watching what was happening in front of me and I was seeing things through my own eyes, but didn't even feel like I was in control. Like, I think that level of disassociation means that, you know, something is a little bit wrong. Just a little bit if it keeps happening. Yeah, I just didn't see the point of continuing to work when I had no time or energy for the things that were important in my life. And I know I'm saying all this from a position of privilege, like not everyone can just up and quit their job and be totally okay for a bit. So, you know, I totally understand that, and I'm really grateful and thankful for all the support that I have in my life that allows me to be able to even do that. Also during this time, I like almost completely stopped checking messages on my phone, like just notifications and social media and stuff. Like, I think I just needed that time away from everything and from everyone to just figure things out on my own. So if you're one of my friends and you noticed that I stopped replying to you or opening your messages, I'm so sorry. Honestly, over the past, I don't know how long, I feel like I've always had to try and live up to the standards that society has put in place for us. And honestly, I failed so hard at those two because, like, I think just deep down inside I knew, or I know it's not what I want for my own life. Like, you know, like living in a big city or like working a very high-paying corporate job and being a career professional, that kind of thing. I've always known I've never wanted that, and so I've never been able to really like meet any of those benchmarks anyway. I've just been like flailing around in different industries, different jobs, different study paths until hopefully something would stick one day, and it hasn't. The only thing that's really stuck with me is my desire to create. I think like a lot of artists, I've really enjoyed making things and just like drawing and creating things ever since I was really small, like a young child. I've been through this phase of my life where I've tried to push that desire away because I just never thought that I could make like a realistic, livable income off of doing something I like. I didn't even know if I wanted to publish this video, to be honest. Like, part of me thought, like, is this kind of silly for me to just put this out there into the world that I quit my job and I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But I think it was kind of important for me to document this part of my life, just how I was feeling, the realizations I came to. You know, I'm sure there are people that feel the same way or who are in similar positions. I think I'm also just getting to that point in my life where I see a lot of people around me who are settling down or like making big moves in their careers, buying properties and stuff, and I'm just still trying to figure out what I even want. Now I think I know what I want, and where I am now is a lot better than where I used to be, but it's still not where I want to be just yet. I think even though I'm feeling uncertain about the future, and you know, it's scary not having a regular financial income to support myself at the moment, I don't regret my decision at all. I just want to go like 100% into my art business and just see if it can take me anywhere, like what I like doing, just figure things out. I don't know. I don't know, man. I know I'm probably going to end up having to find like employment again. That's obviously a big like duh. Hopefully I'll be able to find a role that aligns better to what I want in my life. And I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video, especially if you made it this far. But yeah, starting from next week, I think I'll be focusing more on like making stuff, artsy stuff, crafty stuff, small business stuff, all that stuff again. I'm just gonna be making more silly little YouTube videos. I really appreciate you being here, and if you're going through anything similar, you know, I just want you to know you're not alone. You can definitely do this, and I would love to connect with you. Please feel free to leave a comment below or say hi. Anyway, I will see you next time.